The internet exploded. Rasheeda didn't post a quote, reaction, or statement. She dropped a video. And not just any video, it was private, never-before-seen footage of Jasmine and Kirk in a hotel room. No captions, no warnings, just 47 seconds that left everyone stunned. People called it the breaking point. The way Rasheeda released it felt intentional, cold, and long overdue. The footage was crystal clear. Jasmine laughing in Kirk's lap, whispering about round 2, and Kirk's hand resting on her thigh. It wasn't gossip anymore. It was proof. Rasheeda hit post and walked away like she'd just lit a match. Now Jasmine's denying, Kirk's panicking, and fans are split. It all began with a simple story post. No explanation, just a black screen with a loading icon, then the 47-second clip that stopped Instagram in its tracks. Rasheeda's account was verified and public. No hacks, no leaks. This was deliberate. The video showed Jasmine in a robe on a bed, Kirk coming in shirtless with 2 glasses of wine. Jasmine teased, "So, we just gonna act like this ain't what it looks like?" Kirk smirked. "Let 'em wonder. That's half the fun." Then it cut to black. Twitter lost it. No one could believe this was recent, but it clearly wasn't old. Within minutes, gossip blogs had reposted it. In an hour, it had 2.7 million views, and Rasheeda still hadn't said a word. But behind the scenes, it wasn't just revenge. It was truth she'd been holding for months. 6 weeks earlier, she got a DM from a burner account. "He's still seeing her. I got proof. Want it or not." Normally, she ignored messages like that, but this one had a blurry screenshot. Jasmine on a bed, a tattooed arm around her. Rasheeda knew that tattoo. It was Kirk's. She simply replied, "Send." The next day, she got the full video she would later leak. She watched it at her vanity table in silence. No tears, no throwing her phone, just playing it over and over. She'd suspected Kirk was back with Jasmine. Late nights, sudden trips, and defensiveness whenever her name came up. Now she knew. At first, she thought about confronting him, but then she decided she didn't want a quick argument. She wanted everyone to see what she had kept captioned, "Sometimes silence is loyalty. Sometimes it's fear. Either way, I'm done holding mine." Fans were shocked. For years, they mocked her for taking Kirk back. Now they applauded her for being strategic. Memes, slow-motion edits, and commentary took over the internet. At home, Kirk paced the hallway, muttering, "She really posted it." When he confronted her, she didn't flinch. He demanded to know why. She shot back, "You mean like how you knew Jasmine was on your lap and said nothing? You care about the world seeing it. I had to live it." Kirk claimed it wasn't like that. She cut him off. "Nothing matters, until it does. I told you I was done being the fool. So the next time you embarrassed me, the whole world would see it." Jasmine kept defending herself online, saying it was friendly and about their son, but fans caught her slipping when she said, "Even if I was with Kirk again, that's none of y'all business." Screenshots went viral. At VH1, producers were panicking. The footage was shot during production, meaning someone on the crew knew and stayed quiet. A production assistant had booked a therapy prep session for Jasmine and Kirk. No therapy was ever filmed. Mona Scott was furious and called an emergency meeting. The next morning, Rasheeda posted a carousel. First, her sipping champagne. Second, a blurred image of another video file. Third, a quote card reading, "The truth don't need a remix." Caption, "Y'all saw part 1. Should I drop the rest?" Even celebrities urged her to do it. That night, Jasmine's ex-best friend joined a TikTok chat, claiming the worst clip hadn't even been shown, and that Jasmine had sent one of them herself. Within 24 hours, Rasheeda dropped only part 2, a 2-minute black and white clip of Jasmine lying in bed next to a sleeping Kirk, whispering to the camera that she didn't care as long as he paid for her condo and saw her twice a week. It was explosive. Jasmine had exposed herself. The video hit 10 million views in an hour. Rasheeda posted a boomerang of herself getting her hair done with the text, "Moving on never looked so good." Kirk bombarded her with calls and long apologetic texts. She ignored them and checked into a resort hot tub with champagne, scrolling through blogs calling her the queen of receipts. She smirked at her assistant and teased, "Think I should drop part 3? Her assistant was shocked. Rasheeda winked. "There's always more, but this time it's for me." Later, sitting quietly by a fire pit, she whispered, "For the first time in years, I feel free." Beside her wine glass sat a manila envelope. Divorce papers. Frost. Rasheeda versus Frost. Kirk was in his studio, headphones on, pretending to work when a courier knocked. He signed for the package with shaky hands. Inside were 6 pages, stamped and filed. Grounds. Emotional distress. Repeated cheating. Public humiliation. At the end was a note in her handwriting. "You can lie to me, you can lie to them, but you can't lie to paper." His heart dropped. This wasn't a threat anymore. She was leaving. On her resort balcony, wrapped in a robe, Rasheeda saw his name flash on her phone and let it ring. "Book a lawyer for Monday," she told her assistant. "I'm done talking to liars." Jasmine kept trying to repair her image, posting, then deleting a tweet about going through hell herself. Fans called her out for playing the victim. She offered a blog an exclusive interview about being harassed by Rasheeda's supporters, hinting at a restraining order. But old court records of her own violence surfaced, killing the story within an hour. Rasheeda simply posted a glam selfie captioned, "God don't miss." The cast was glued to the drama. Carly Red posted popcorn emojis. Spice said it was Netflix-worthy. Yandy privately messaged Rasheeda, praising her composure. Then came Rasheeda's private VH1 diary confessional. Speaking straight to the camera, she admitted she stayed all these years out of fear. Fear of starting over, of public judgment, of breaking her family. "But you know what's worse than a broken home?" she asked. "A fake one." She explained she'd let people think she was weak, waiting until she could expose both Kirk and Jasmine on her own terms. When it aired, fans were stunned. Kirk issued a formal apology through his rep, but it was too late. Rasheeda had already met with her lawyer and was tearing everything down, divorcing him, removing her name from shared businesses, shutting down joint properties, and rebranding her boutiques under her maid. Letter from Kirk to Rasheeda turned over to VH1's legal team. In it, Kirk admitted there were others besides Jasmine, said he loved Jasmine but knew it was wrong, and confessed this wasn't the first time. Backstage, cast members were shocked. Rasheeda read the letter, cried for 2 minutes, then deleted it. "Regret doesn't equal respect," she said. "I'm sorry doesn't rebuild a woman." Her last scene of the season was her walking off set. The next morning, she went live to thank her supporters. "You carried me when I didn't know I was being watched. I was never weak, just patient." Then she revealed her hardcover memoir, Behind the Boutique, My Story, My Survival, and teased a podcast, The Receipts, promising to tell it all. Jasmine vanished, losing more followers, her name quietly removed from the reunion guest list. Kirk stayed in a downtown Airbnb, releasing a vague statement about supporting Rasheeda's healing. But the spotlight was on her. She was the story, the survivor, the symbol. The reunion taping wasn't a typical love and hip-hop scene. No loud audience, just Rasheeda in an all-white jumpsuit, calm and radiant, surrounded by castmates ready to listen. Spice asked, "The whole season you let people talk, but now you're walking in your power. How are you feeling?" She smiled. "Free. Finally free." Then producers revealed a surprise guest. It wasn't Kirk or Jasmine. It was Kirk's daughter, Kelsey Frost. She told Rasheeda she'd been watching quietly and thanked her for treating her like family despite all the hurt her father caused. Kelsey handed her a note Kirk had written but never gave her. Rasheeda broke down, hugging her. Then she faced the camera. "I used to think my silence made me strong. It didn't. It made me invisible. I speak now so no woman thinks she has to suffer in silence to be respected." As the cast applauded, Carly asked, "What's next?" Rasheeda smiled. "Book drops next month. Podcast next week. And if anyone else has footage, they better bring receipts, because I'm not hiding. The screen faded to black, but later that night, Rasheeda got a DM from a blank profile. You think Jasmine was your only problem? Check your boutique's security feed, October 11th. Attached was a blurry image of Kirk with another woman. The caption,